Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Wednesday morning. For some of us, each morning may seem very similar to the morning before. I was actually walking the dogs this morning and talking to my cousin in Israel. And at some point, she reminded me today was her birthday. And it's not that I forgot her birthday, I just forgot that today was April 15th. So, with routines interrupted, if you're not working on an external schedule, if you're creating your own schedule, if you're perhaps not working at all right now, whether you'd like to or not, it's interesting how we kind of slide into different patterns when we don't have external motivators. I want to say a few words about meditation in general before we begin. And there are two kinds of meditations. I probably spoke of this before. There is a kind of meditation that is a concentration meditation that trains the attention to go where you'd like it to go. Very often, this goes to the breath or to an object. And there is a more open reflection kind of meditation, somewhat like the processes we've been going through, somewhat guided, but then allowing time for your own reflection and relaxation. I spoke with a friend yesterday and we were discussing length of meditation and the fact that many people don't have the time as they go through their day to take 35 minutes for meditation, for relaxation, or they may have the time but don't have the capacity. And she raised the question of why is that actually important? Isn't it more important to use tools like the one I shared, the brief protocol, that allow you as you go through your day to shift quickly your state of mind? And my answer is that both are exceptionally important. Of course, it is important to have a tool that allows you to shift your state quickly as you go through your day when you don't have a half hour or 20 minutes or 15 minutes for a meditation practice. But what a longer meditation practice does for your brain is really incredible. So both are important. It is important for the brain, for the mind, to take a longer break in relaxation, allowing the parasympathetic system to kick in for healing to take place. It literally affects the brain in a positive manner over time. And then, of course, as you go through your day using a short tool like the brief protocol or your breath or anything else that works for you to get yourself into a more positive state of mind. And I say positive, I don't mean a Pollyanna kind of positive that all is well. I mean more healthy, more functional state of mind where your wisdom can shine. Today, because we've been all dealing with this, I want to guide a process that has to do with managing fear. Fear is a prominent visitor right now. Different people respond differently to the the news, to stories of friends, to this general atmosphere, to walking around and seeing everybody wearing masks, to all these cues that something is off, that something is different. But on one level or some level, there is a shared experience. the shared experience of fear. We have other shared experiences in this time of our lives too. I think the shared experience of anxiety, and we know how contagious anxiety is. I feel a shared experience of grief as part of my day-to-day emotional information. But today we'll concentrate on fear. We would like to get to a point where our relationship with fear is such that we can manage our fear rather than let our fear take over and manage us. When fear takes over, our whole system gets hijacked. Heart rate goes up, perhaps the breath less regulated. And in the mind, stories that support the fear come up. You may find yourself reciting all the terrible stories you heard that support the fear that you're feeling. And of course, these terrible stories enhance the fear that then supports even more terrible stories. Breaking the cycle doesn't mean that you're living in ignorance or that you are ignoring the facts. It means that you are bringing yourself to a place of balance that allows you to manage this emotion, this feeling, so much better for yourself, and that also affects everyone around you. So let's make friends with fear. Get yourself positioned comfortably. If you're joining me live right now, I see a few of you online. Thank you for joining me at this time. And if you're tuning in later, it's wonderful that you are taking time for yourself, time for reflection and relaxation. Becoming more comfortable, whether you're sitting or reclining. In a moment, the bell will sound, indicating the beginning of today's practice. Perhaps gently close your eyes or keep them open and just soften the gaze and lower it to a point on the ground or the floor before you. It's nice to have the back straight, but it can be supported. And now adjust your body 10% more so you're even more comfortable. A deep breath in and out. Let the in-breath be an invitation for relaxation, and the out-breath sends relaxation throughout your body, while the mind remains focused in relaxation. Let's scan the body, beginning at your feet, and wherever the awareness rests, inviting comfort and relaxation. The arches of the feet releasing, the toes relaxing, the ankles softening. As relaxation moves to the lower legs, the calves releasing. Allow the knees, the back of the knees to loosen, soften with relaxation. The upper legs, the back of the thighs, relaxing. Notice as relaxation engulfs the pelvis area, sinking into the surface on which you're lying or sitting. The abdomen and lower back releasing. The chest and upper back expanding with inhalation, releasing with exhalation. Bringing your attention to your shoulders now and sending waves of relaxation from your shoulders down your arms all the way to your fingertips. Notice the throat, the neck, a softening, an opening takes place. The face muscles releasing even more, the jaws loosening, inviting a gentle parting of the lips. As you bring your awareness to the top of your head, send a wave of relaxation, like a comfortable, soft blanket, keeping you safe and protected. As you notice the natural rhythm of your breath, allow it to always guide you back into your body and into relaxation. If thoughts come up that are so uncomfortable, if emotions rise, simply notice them. You can label them, thought, emotion, and bring yourself back to your breath, to the sensation of the body connecting to the surface on which you're lying or sitting. I want you to imagine yourself walking on a beautiful path in the mountains. Perhaps you're strolling through an aspen grove or any forest of your choosing or liking. It's a beautiful day. You can hear birds in the trees, perhaps the sound of your feet on gravel or sand. And you notice the color of the leaves, the contrast with the color of the sky. Taking your time as body, mind, and spirit connect in relaxation. You're approaching an opening in the forest, a clearing, and in the middle, a large stone table, a round table, with seats all around it. It seems to be ready for a meeting of sorts. And you know you are part of this meeting. And you're taking your time, choosing a chair and sitting yourself down, wondering who is coming, who is joining you at the table. The first to show up is an older woman. She seems to be ageless, but you can see the mark of years on her face. She looks familiar on one hand, and on the other hand, not at all. And as she sits, she smiles at you. And you recognize her to be a grandmother. And she speaks. She speaks to you as the grandmother of all. She speaks of her worry for you, of her concerns. She seems to know you so well. She highlights all the points where there may be weakness, where you are questioning yourself. You ask her, what is her name? And she tells you, I am fear. And you recognize that your fear is sitting right there before you in the form of a worrying grandmother. You know, our grandmothers are always so concerned for their grandchildren, perhaps overly so, perhaps seeing danger when there is none. It is that grandmother's love and concern. And as you look at her, you know you must reassure her. She shouldn't worry so much. In fact, you're strong and resilient and capable. And as you reassure her and let her know what your strength is, what your capabilities are, she seems more comfortable. As I grow silent, please speak in your mind of your strength, of your resilience. Allow grandmother fear to relax, become less concerned. As you relieve her of her concerns, she seems to simply fade and float away. You know you have released her. Another presence is coming through. And you see yourself sitting in front of you, much younger, a child. The child that you were, the fears, the concerns. You can see how these are showing up in your life today. And the child speaks to you of all the things they're really worried about. The monster under the bed, the neighbor's dog, things that come up in their dreams, conversations they hear when the adults are speaking, all the worries and fears of childhood you have collected are presented right here in front of you. Now speak to this child as if it was your own child. What can you say to them, allowing them to feel better, to be closer to the truth? What would you say to a child so fearful, full of imaginations and worries? Can you validate their true concerns and then let go of what is really not needed? As I grow silent, speak to this child that is you, as if it were your own child. Can you see as you speak to the child, your tone is calm, your breath steady, you're strong and competent? Can you see their feature relax, their body becoming more comfortable? Notice that same effect in yourself. Perhaps you tell them to take wise action in the areas that are actually under their control. Perhaps together you check under the bed to see that there are no monsters. Perhaps you explain that not everything they hear is an absolute truth. Allowing them to become more comfortable. And the more comfortable they're feeling, the more peaceful. You can see they're now floating, fading away, released from over worry. Knowing your strength, your resilience, their guidance supports them. A final visitor is showing up. This one is shapeless, nameless, and for a moment you're not sure. What are you looking at? And then you recognize you're looking at fear itself. It has come forward. It does want attention. And yet it is craving the boundaries of just the right amount of attention. Perhaps you offer your friendship, a partnership of sorts. And as you offer this, it is gaining shape and structure. Perhaps first there is a shadow, a darkness, but as you discuss the terms of your partnership, perhaps you are promising to listen well to warning signals, understanding they're meant to protect you. And in return, a boundary is set that worry is in just the right amount, that you're using wise vigilance in taking care of yourself, perhaps of your family. And as you do, you can see fear becomes smaller, lighter. You are befriending your fear, creating a true balanced relationship. And just like any good friend that is a true, real friend, fear will tell you when you need to step up your game. And just like the true friend that you are, you tell fear when it overstepped. As I grow silent for just a moment, what are the terms of your friendship? How are you befriending your fear? It is time to end the meeting. You smile as you rise from the seat at the table. You retrace your steps, walking slowly through the forest, surrounded by nature, feeling accomplished. You have faced your fear. It takes courage and vulnerability to navigate the waters of our lives. And you have both. Finding your way, having true conversations with yourself allows you a calmer, more peaceful state of mind. Soon the bell will sound, indicating the completion of today's practice. And you can stay longer in reflection, in relaxation. And always find yourself returning to the practices that nourishes you. Gently inviting some movement into the body if you're ready to return to your day. Thank you for joining me today or for tuning in later. I do appreciate likes, comments, simply an acknowledgement that we have had a shared experience. And until we meet again, have a wonderful day.